Welcome back, everybody, to your weekly Wallace update. Today is Friday, October 23rd. It has been a great week. We've had some crazy weather this week, but looking ahead to next week, we do have a very, very busy week. We got a lot of stuff going on, and I definitely have a few things that I do want to go over with everybody here today. So, first of all, next week, on Wednesday and Thursday, we do have our annual fall parent-teacher conferences. Like I've shared before, this year, our conferences will look quite a bit different than they have in the past. So by default, all conferences will be virtual conferences that will be done via Zoom with the teachers and parents. And also, parents can put in a special request when signing up for an in-person conference. So keep in mind, any in-person conferences, we will have all of those safety protocols in place. Anybody in the building will need to be wearing a mask. We'll have symptom and temperature checks at the main entrance, and we will also be cleaning and sanitizing those spaces between groups and between conferences for anybody in person. So parents, you should have received one of two letters that came home here a couple weeks ago at this point. They did come home with the first quarter report cards. And these letters had all of the information for how to sign up for parent-teacher conferences. There's a link on the letter. There's also a QR code that you can scan to take you to our online conference sign-up. So today is actually the deadline to sign up for conferences. However, into the beginning of next week, you can still sign up for a conference if you need to, or you can give us a call in the school office and we can sign you up for a conference as well. So for anyone that's doing virtual conferences, they will be done, like I said, through Zoom. For any parents that are not very familiar with Zoom, we will be providing in our weekly update email, we'll be providing a link to a parent tutorial on how to use Zoom. So basically, prior to your conference, your teacher or teachers will be emailing you a link to the Zoom meeting. And what will happen when you click on that link, you will go into a virtual waiting room, and you will stay in that waiting room until it is your turn for the conference, and then the teacher will let you in to that virtual meeting. You'll have your conference, and then you will leave, and the next person will probably be in the virtual waiting room waiting for their conference. So that's kind of what that'll look like, but please be on the lookout to that link for a video tutorial on how to use that if you're not very familiar with Zoom. Okay. Next cool thing going on. Traditionally, we have, in conjunction with our parent-teacher conferences in the fall, we have a book fair in our library. For obvious reasons this year, we don't have our in-person book fair in the library. However, we have partnered with Prairie Fox Books from Ottawa, and they are offering a virtual online book fair. So this flyer has been available on social media, also sent home to parents, but I will include it today as well. But October 26th through November 1st, you can log on to the website provided here, prairiefoxbooks.com, and you can enter the code Wallace for a coupon code for additional savings. And you can make sure that if you enter that code in, then they know the profits and proceeds from that fundraising does come to Wallace Grade School and our library to buy more books for our kids and support our library. So please take advantage of that. Not only are you supporting a local business, but you're also supporting Wallace Grade School, our students, and our library. So that's what's going on. The other big thing next week, Halloween. So Friday, October 30th is an 11:30 dismissal for a Teacher Institute Day in the afternoon. So in the morning, we got lots of fun stuff planned for our kids. It will look quite a bit different than it does in the past. However, it should still be a fun day for the kids. So this flyer has been put out a couple weeks ago for parents to reference. So on that day, October 30th, Friday, we will have a virtual parade for our students to show off their costumes. That will begin at 9 o'clock a.m. through Facebook Live. So you can check us out on Facebook. That's at Ottawa Wallace. Starting at 9 o'clock, we will be starting with our little kiddos at preschool, and they will all take a turn kind of being highlighted across the screen on the live stream. We'll work our way up from preschool, kindergarten first, on our way all the way up to 8th grade. So that's kind of what that will look like. anticipate maybe half hour or so for us to get through all of our classes. So if you want to check that out, you can check it out live right at 9 o'clock, or it will also be available after the fact if you want to go and check that out. Just one other thing to mention, any parents that have opted for the no photo policy when you did student registration, those students will not be featured on the live stream. So just something to be aware of. In addition, on that day, homeroom classes will also have classroom parties with their classmates. Again, it will look different than it traditionally in the past, but they will still have some fun activities planned, Halloween-themed activities. So there just won't be room parents, there won't be snacks and all that stuff like there is in the past. So costumes that day. Students are to wear their costumes unless it's something that they can't come to school on the bus with, but they will wear their costumes to school. If they have a mask as part of their costume, they won't wear that to school, but they'll just bring that with them. So wear their costume to school, they will stay in that costume, and they will come home in that costume as well. We do highly discourage hair coloring and face paint. Also, there's no weapons allowed for any costumes. And also another big stipulation, the face masks, kids' face masks, okay, these types of face masks, still have to be worn at all times, regardless of what their costume is. Okay, if the costume has a mask as part of it, they still have to wear their regular face covering face mask as part of that costume. So please be aware of that, parents, and make sure your kiddos are aware of that, because we will make them continue to wear that face mask. No way around that. So that's the big stuff with Halloween. Please be aware, we'll share this again with everybody so you know what's going on. Another thing to mention, not only Friday, October 30th, we get out at 11:30, we also are off school on Monday, November 2nd and Tuesday, November 3rd. November 3rd is Election Day, and now all schools in the state of Illinois are closed on Election Day. So what we did, instead of taking the Friday after conferences off, we pushed that back to having the Monday off. So technically we have that long weekend through Tuesday, November 3rd. So we are back on Wednesday, November 4th. Okay? The last big thing to touch on, temperature checks. As the weather is shifting and as it is getting colder outside, it is getting harder and harder for the school at the bus stops and at the front entrances of the building. It's getting harder and harder for us to accurately take temperatures of individuals either getting on our buses or coming into the school because of the cold temps outside. Parents, do us a favor. If possible, try to keep your kiddos inside. If it's at a bus stop, inside the house or inside a vehicle, as long as they can prior to the bus arriving or prior to arriving to school if you're getting dropped off, in efforts to try to keep our kiddos' temperature on their foreheads normal and not cold because of the cold temperatures outside. So try to keep them inside in a warm environment as long as you can. Also, try to keep, if they are going to be out in that cold weather and cold temperatures, try to have them wear either a headband, stocking cap, whatever it is, something covering the skin of their forehead. Again, so it just doesn't cool down their forehead or their skin, because then we can't get accurate temperatures, and it's really hard for us to try to keep out any kiddos that may have temperatures or symptoms kind of related to COVID. So please, as much as you can, try to help us out with that. Every little bit helps because it is getting challenging as the temperatures are starting to get colder. That's really the big stuff I wanted to go over. Parent-teacher conferences, book fair, Halloween stuff, temperature checks, no school, early dismissal next Friday. Don't forget, lots of stuff going on. So once again, thank you everybody for helping us keep our school community safe and healthy. We do appreciate everything that you do to help us out. And as always, if you have any questions, feel free to give us a call in the school office. If you need information, check out our website, wallacegS.org. Also, parents, make sure you're checking your email because that is our main form of communication this year since we're not sending paper notes home. So keep an eye on your email. Check us out on social media. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter at Ottawa Wallace. Thanks, everybody, and have a great week.